Hi, I'm Miss Helliwell and I'm going to talk to you today about revision cards and how to use them effectively. So I'm going to go through my 5 top tips. But before I go through my top tips, I'm going to go through some common mistakes that learners might make when they are creating their own cards. So the first one is that they might make them in a way that provides only rote memorization. So rote learning is a memorization technique that is based on repetition. And the idea is that you're able to quickly recall the meaning of information the more that you repeat it. This can sometimes be an issue for learners because then they're only able to remember the information in a particular order. Another mistake is creating complex cards that don't force true recall. So learners are actually mistaking recognition of a card for actual knowledge. And another mistake could be that learners are overusing flashcards or becoming too reliant on them when actually a different method of revision would be more effective. So my first top tip is to make their own revision cards. So there's lots of different revision cards and apps on the market, and these are brilliant. However, for learners, it will definitely serve them better if they create their own. So apps like Heads Up and Quizlet are brilliant, and learners are able to create their own revision cards on these, and they've got a fantastic range of testing methods. Revision cards don't just have to be on pieces of card, but it's really important that learners are creating their own, because by creating their own, they're being forced to select the right information and condense it by putting it into their own words. My second top tip is to use a mix of pictures and words. So research shows that many people remember imagery much better than words. And this doesn't mean that information should only be in picture form, but that a mixture of pictures and words will best aid their revision. So the pictures on the screen show examples of revision cards that we have used in citizenship that contain a mixture of words and pictures. And in citizenship, we're really proud of the achievements of our learners and believe that using cards like this can really support them in their revision alongside other methods. So my third top tip is to use revision cards to help learners revise aloud. Now, this might be quite daunting, particularly if they are maybe a little bit shy, but actually by speaking aloud, learners are having to commit to their answer before it is checked. So this works really best if learners have someone who can support them in this and go over their revision cards with them. So by having someone check their answers as they go through them and as they say them aloud, it means that learners aren't able to pretend that they know the information as it is being checked. My fourth top tip is not to include too much information. So learners can sometimes be really enthusiastic about creating things like revision cards, and they want to cram as much information on as possible and make them look really colourful. But actually, learners should be trying to be selective about the information that they're including on their revision cards, and that actually too much information will only serve to confuse them. If learners are creating their own revision cards, that's exactly what they should be. They shouldn't be model answers, they shouldn't be essays or a copy of their revision guide that has just been copied down onto revision cards. Another point to add in here would be that there is very little point in including information that learners are already clear on. My fifth top tip is not to treat revision cards as a magic wand. By creating a set of revision cards, it does not guarantee that learners will achieve the best grades at GCSE. So they're just one method of supporting revision, and they work really, really well for learning definitions, key vocabulary, and smaller pieces of information. But alongside revision cards, learners should be trying to write an explanation in their own words, creating a quiz, maybe taking a practice test that has been written by someone else, so possibly previous exam questions from the exam board. They could also be creating mind maps or Venn diagrams. So they work fantastically, but it's a really good idea to make sure that our learners are using these as just one method. So I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.